Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we dive into the top 5 most dangerous places on Earth. Our planet Earth has some of the most breathtaking landscapes, but unlike tourist-filled cities and towns, there are a few places no human should ever dare to visit. Here are the 15 most dangerous places on Earth. Number 15. Snake Island, Brazil. 93 miles away from Sao Paulo lies a land that is considered to be the most dangerous place on Earth. Snake Island is an island where no human is allowed to step foot. With highly venomous and deadly golden lancehead snakes slithering around the land, there is no safe quarter on the island. The last known human inhabitants date back to the 1920s. Legend says the last fisherman who strayed too close to the island shore was discovered on his boat days later, lifeless in his own pool of blood. Number 14. Sinabung Volcano, Indonesia. Mount Sinabung is arguably one of the most dangerous places on Earth. In 2010, after 400 years in dormancy, Sinabung Volcano awoke and spewed hot gas, ash and rocks into the Indonesian land. Thousands were harmed, and at least 15 people were killed. Sinabung Volcano is the only volcano on level 4 alerts and is completely off limits to any climbers. In 2019, another eruption caused havoc across the local village. Captured footage shows how ash and smoke shot 23,000 feet into the air and coated the land in debris. Number 13. Bermuda Triangle. One of the world's most famous mysteries is the infamous Bermuda Triangle. The Devil's Triangle is bounded by Miami, Bermuda and Puerto Rico, and is the place where ships, planes and people mysteriously disappear. Giant airplanes and boats have vanished without ever radioing distress messages. Some theories say that powerful rogue waves that reach up to 100 feet destroy all evidence of a ship or plane, and are the cause of sudden disappearances. No matter what the reasons may be, the Bermuda Triangle is the world's most supernatural and paranormal place. Number 12. Lake Natron, Tanzania. Lake Natron is a notorious place on Earth where all living creatures die from simple contact and where birds suddenly turn into stones and statues. Not only is the lake extremely alkaline, but this supernatural place in Tanzania can reach dangerously high temperatures as well. The glass-like and reflective lake tricks birds into flying straight into the water. It's the climate that turns these creatures into stones during dry seasons when the water recedes. The birds desiccate and turn into stone-like statues, and the pictures speak for themselves. Number 11. Death Valley, California, US. Death Valley is a very apt name for this Californian desert. With the highest temperature ever recorded in history, Death Valley's degrees vary from 134 degrees Fahrenheit at dawn to -10 degrees Fahrenheit at night. At 282 feet below sea level, Death Valley is the lowest point in North America. Without any water, the hottest place on Earth can kill a human within 14 hours. The mysterious desert has rocks that move across the ground and sand that sings. Worth a quick trip and adventure, but make sure to drink your water. Number 10. Danakil Desert, Eritrea. Hell on Earth and the world's most inhospitable place are nicknames rightfully given to the Danakil Desert in Eritrea. If these nicknames weren't enough to paint a picture of how dangerous this place truly is, let's dig a little deeper. The sun favors one place on Earth, and that place sits in Eritrea, Africa. Located in northeast Ethiopia, it's the land the Afar people call home, the Danakil Desert. With an average year-round temperature of 95 degrees Fahrenheit, this African desert is one of the hottest, scorching places on Earth. But the dry and hot weather aren't the only features of this astounding desert. Across hundreds of miles stands the Danakil Depression, a place where 3 tectonic plates join and create the depression. As small volcanoes dominate the Rift Valley, the floor is mostly made of basaltic lava. Its flaming hot lava can be captured at night when the flaming magma displays a dangerously beautiful scene. Number 9. Valley of Death, Russia. You might think the Valley of Death is an over-exaggeration or a tad bit too dramatic, but once you hear about this supernatural place, you'll see why this name is very fitting. An apartment located in eastern Russia is a place called an animal graveyard. With many puzzling, head-scratching backstories and origins, this valley remains an unsolved mystery. According to legend, 2 hunters stumbled upon the bizarre land in the 1930s. Upon climbing up the Kikpinich volcano, they saw land with no grass or plants, covered with dead animal bodies. The explorers soon started to feel dizzy and decided to flee the area. As rumors of the mysterious land spread, many tried to finally solve the puzzle and come back with proper answers. Just like animals, around 80 human lives were taken by the supernatural valley. Scientists have deduced that the lethality of the land is due to high concentrations of poisonous gases that arise from the volcano. A mix of hydrogen sulfide, carbon dioxide, and sulfur dioxide kill living creatures within minutes, while also preserving dead animals' bodies for years. As the deadly gases accumulate throughout the animals' bodies, it prevents the bacteria responsible for decomposition from completing its action. That's why animal bodies were seen scattered around the land. As one might expect, the Valley of Death is closed for visitors. The only way to sneak a peek at the land is through a helicopter tour, which costs a hefty $700. Number 8, Madidi National Park, Bolivia. At first glance, this incredible land looks straight out of a fairy tale. But this picturesque park is extremely dangerous in real life. Madidi National Park, located in Bolivia, is home to the most poisonous and venomous fauna in the world. A simple touch, cut, or wound can become infected with tropical parasites that cause dizziness and even death. And while this land is undoubtedly very dangerous and hazardous, it doesn't stop tourists and travelers from making a quick trip down to the Madidi National Park. The mesmerizing Bolivian park is home to some of the most majestic creatures known to man. From exotic animals to unique fauna, Madidi Park is filled with surprises and wonders. From jaguars and otters to crested eagles and hummingbirds, the park has over 1,100 different animal and bird species. When it comes to the real danger a human can face, one must always remember that this gorgeous and green park houses some of the most toxic and poisonous fauna in the world. Extremely deadly parasites await as a cut or wound is detected on a human. When the perfect time arises, it hits the immune system and causes sudden death. Madidi National Park, as breathtaking and beautiful as it may be, is known for its venomous spiders, snakes, and poisonous plants. So if you're thinking about visiting this exotic land, make sure you stay safe and follow the guide rules carefully. Number 7. Nika Crystal Cave, Mexico. The Nika Crystal Cave in Mexico is so mysterious and unexplored that National Geographic shot an hour-long documentary showcasing the dangers and wonders of the Crystal Cave. 3 scientists geared up for a deep exploration trip as they visited Nika's mountain's infamous cave, located in the Chihuahuan Desert. This mountain is home to the biggest crystals in the world. As hot magma lurks below the cave, this Mexican destination is a heatstroke accident waiting to happen. The 3 scientists sent for an impossible mission had different goals in mind. Their main objective was to collect crystal samples and to later observe them. There are these crystals the size of redwood trees. You stand there with your mouth wide open, said Chris McKay, a planetary scientist. Exciting and life-changing as this adventure might have been, one must remember that as soon as a person walks into the cave, their body starts to die. With incredibly high temperatures and unbearable humidity, the only way to approach such a cave is by using protective suits. But even with the appropriate attire, the scientists only have about a half hour to collect their samples and get out alive. George Karunis, a well-known adventurer and documentary expert, was given the green light to spend only 1 day at the notorious Crystal Cave. It took the explorer 2 years to finally get the permission needed, but according to the Daredevil, it was worth the wait. It looks like Superman's Fortress of Solitude, says George. As far as the hot temperature goes, even George vouched for the cave's unbearable heat, commenting, "As soon as you walk in, you start to die." Number 6. Kawah Ijen Volcano, Indonesia. Seeing the breathtaking and mesmerizing blue lava-like rivers of light might seem like a futuristic movie scene, but in reality, it's extremely poisonous. Kawah Ijen Lake, a stunning turquoise lake, sits at the peak of the Kawah Ijen volcano, and at night, electric blue flames can be seen rolling down the mountainsides. The absolutely jaw-dropping lake is full of hydrochloric acid, which is more corrosive than battery acid. The hydrogen chloride gas spewing from the volcano collides with sulfur-containing gases and creates a powerful chemical that is unimaginably corrosive. The Greek-Canadian explorer George Karunis once again had the opportunity to explore one of the world's most dangerous places. The adventurer took a small rubber boat out into the acid lake to measure its acidity. It's just a toxic lake of sulfuric acid. What could possibly go wrong? The pH of the water was measured to be as low as 0.13. But even though this volcano and lake are clearly dangerous and deadly to humans, miners still risk their lives to collect the accumulated sulfur. George had watched these miners hard at work and was amazed by their sheer perseverance and courage. They're called the grave diggers, and according to George, many have burned lungs, resulting in a life expectancy of 30 to 40 years. Number 5. Mount Washington, New Hampshire, U.S. Mount Washington is notorious for having the worst weather in the world. Its summit holds the record for the highest wind speed ever recorded at 231 miles per hour. The combination of incredible wind speed, unpredictable weather, and severe frostbite-inducing temperatures makes this a dangerous trek even for experienced climbers. Despite its relatively low elevation compared to other famous peaks, the conditions here are so extreme that they can turn deadly very quickly. Number 4. Bikini Atoll, Marshall Islands. Bikini Atoll is an idyllic paradise with a deadly past. Between 1946 and 1958, the US government conducted over 20 nuclear tests on the atoll, leaving behind a legacy of radiation that still makes the area uninhabitable. Although the island's environment has somewhat recovered, the radiation levels in the soil, water, and even coconuts remain dangerously high, posing a significant health risk to anyone who stays for an extended period. Number 3. Oymyakon, Russia. Oymyakon is the coldest inhabited place on Earth with temperatures that can plunge to -90 degrees Fahrenheit. Life here is an extreme test of human endurance. Cars must be kept running, homes heated continuously, and even basic activities like using the bathroom become a dangerous endeavor. It's a place where, in the words of the locals, even your breath freezes. Number 2. Chernobyl Exclusion Zone, Ukraine. The Chernobyl Exclusion Zone, established after the 1986 nuclear disaster, remains one of the most radioactive places on Earth. Although wildlife has returned, and some areas are open to tourists under strict controls, the long-term effects of radiation exposure make it a dangerous place to visit. The abandoned city of Pripyat, with its crumbling buildings and eerie silence, is a haunting reminder of the disaster's impact. Number 1. North Sentinel Island, India. North Sentinel Island is home to the Sentinelese, one of the last uncontacted peoples in the world. The Indian government has declared the island off-limits after several attempts to contact the tribe ended in violence. The tribe is known for aggressively defending their land against outsiders, making any approach extremely dangerous. The story of American missionary John Allen Chau, who was killed attempting to make contact in 2018, underscores the peril of trying to visit this isolated and fiercely independent community. Thank you for watching. These places might seem fascinating, but they are incredibly dangerous for a reason. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to hit that like button and share it with your friends.